who are in the dark blue. Tia Machensky, of course, captaining for New South Wales. And on the other side of the ledger is Leah Kopopoulos. Great to have your company here. What should be a wonderful final day of the tournament. James Preston to bring you all the action. It's been some outstanding performance for both these teams and some great combinations, of course, through New South Wales. Quite a few players in there from the Mountain Magic team, but also a few players that have previously played there, such as Jayla Lee on wing, and shifting to other clubs, and of course still having that wonderful combination. We're about to hear the Australian national anthem. So anthem done and dusted. We are ready to rock and roll here at the Gold Coast. New South Wales up against Victoria. These two teams have been in great touch to get to this point in the competition. Coming into this one, arguably New South Wales probably the favourites here. Might be able to see as well in number 33, Jakeely Hook. A late inclusion into this squad, but has had a terrific season throughout the 2025-26 New South Wales Futsal Premier League. Spending the bulk of her time actually playing in the Women's Premier League. This Victorian team also seeing plenty of strong results so far throughout the tournament. But New South Wales Metro, of course, continue to be very, very strong. 12-1 victory over Football Victoria not too long ago. So they're certainly up against it here. Girls from further south. As Muchensky and Kopoulos face off in the centre circle for the coin toss. 2 20-minute halves, but of course we do have timeout each time the ball goes out of play. In terms of how they line up, for New South Wales in between the sticks, Kira Schwerer, Anna Spannenberg is the 2, Sienna Berham is 3, Maya Khalil in the 4, Daniela Canarella in the 5, Olivia D'Alessandro in 6, Helena Halios-Lewis in 7, Tia Machensky is the captain in the 8, Sophia Lakic in 9, Jayla Leon Wing in the 10, Despina Vasiliadis in 12, and Jakeely Hook is the 33. The other side of the ledger, it's Sophie Jackson in 1, Annabelle Magurnios in 2, Giselle Ibrahim in 3, Freya Duffy in 4, Janina Walsh in 5, Stephanie Vonja in the 6, Leah Kopoulos in 7, Sadie Smith in the 9, Georgia Gulliam in the 10, Kobe Wilbert in the 11, and Piper Smith in the 12. About to get underway here. Final checks from our officials for the final day of what's been a brilliant tournament in the Sunshine State, the 2026 National Futsal Championships. This is the final between New South Wales and Victoria. So underway here, Halios-Lewis travelling and finding Jakeely Hook, who then links up as well. Big contact there, and in fact, the back of the head as hit the deck from Kopolos. That's not a great start here for Victoria. There's some real genuine concern. It was Jakili Hook who made contact. And certainly they're asking the question here, Victoria, as to whether there's going to be any sort of action taken against Hook, but seemed to be incidental contact more so than a deliberate shove, if you will. And good to see back to her feet now, captain for Victoria, Leah Kopolos. So we get ready to go again here, and Kopolos will head to the sideline, it looks like. So a very swift replacement, not the start that Victoria would have wanted here. Hopefully their captain is all right, gets the all clear. Will be a head injury assessment off the back of that. As New South Wales shifted out to this left-hand side. Now linking up with Berham, who takes off. Finds a little pass there to Hook. Her attempted ball down the line, cut off. It's Wilbert who stepped in the way of that pass. Now Machensky, chance to run, puts on the afterburners, gets around her opposite, decent shot on target. Well blocked in the end though from Jackson. Zach Piper-Smith there between the sticks, getting the start. So first threat seen off by Victoria. Wilbert chipping over the top, and a little bit of room to work with as well. Schwereb had to get on a bike quickly. Got to the edge of the D and shut things down. Now Hook. Opposite foot pass and finding support. Chance to link up out wide. The pass was well identified, but execution just a little lacking. As Victoria will make another substitution here. Giselle Ibrahim departs. So Vonja to restart now for Victoria. Loose pass into the path of Hook. Once more arrives here for Hook. Chance to link up. Does indeed find a lovely ball. Halios Lewis, but unable to find support back across the D. But New South Wales with all the control in the opening minute and a half at the Gold Coast. Deep here now for Berham. Hook was making a run, but didn't quite arrive in time for that pass from Berham. Attempted chip there from Sadie Smith, unable to link up with any support. Bit of a cagey opening here from both teams. Still feeling each other out. Haven't quite seen that explosive speed that has come to signify the performances here of New South Wales, and Hook then linking up. That was a little better from the Metro team. And Victoria up towards halfway. Once again blocked there by Hook, who's been busy in the opening exchanges. Machensky holding firm at the back here as an anchor point. Chips over the top, decent weight about it, but Smith, much like Schwereb a little earlier, out to the edge of the D to meet it. Hook now comes up with the loose ball. Keeps it alive, finds support down the sideline. Kept in the court nicely. Berham under pressure there by Vonja. Manages to find support. Now back to Machensky. Victoria with a holding pattern defensively. Machensky trying to thread the needle for Hook. Got a touch to the ball. Twisting, turning now Victoria under pressure by both Machensky and Hook. Now, last touch for mine was off New South Wales, and the sideline official agrees. So Wilbert to restart things here for Victoria. Now a chance to carry here for Kopolos, who's back into the action. That's good to see. If you are just joining us, took an early head knock inside the first 10 seconds of play. So she's passed that check. Wilbert finding a decent little ball, and they were looking for that first time release off the feet of Vonja. Probably had a little more time than she was anticipating, though. So Helios Lewis restarting things and then simply knocked long. And about 3 minutes gone here at the Gold Coast. Another loose pass from Victoria, who haven't really built any pressure as of yet. And then a great dispossession there from Victoria. Now, was the final touch off Barham? Certainly was. So first corner of the match coming the way of Victoria. They have been behind the 8 ball in this one, but if they could strike first, that would give them the world of confidence. Deep release for Kopolos. What a strike that was! Up into the postage stamp. First time, nothing Schwerab could do about it. A blistering strike from the right boot. And Victoria, against all the odds, take the early lead in the women's youth final. A tremendous strike from Leah Kopolos, who says, "Cop that." Machensky now trying to feed a pass. Leon Wing is out there for the first time, it looks like. This ball will have to be cleaned up here by Schwerab. Machensky once again trying to thread the needle. And just running over the sideline. In fact, it's Sophia Lakic who's out there now. Representing UTS Northside. Chipped over the top here and then attempted to link up once again. There's Duffy that couldn't quite get around the suppressing defensive line. Really smothering her on that occasion. So Victoria with that only 1 goal lead here. Cut off nicely and then back in the feet of Kopolos. Strong work. And well shepherded in the end there from Barham. We will get the restart. And we do have a slight issue here with the scoreboard. I can assure you it is just the 1 goal in this one. 1-0 to Victoria. Barham getting that early first touch. A lovely release, and now Kopolos down the sideline. A chance to link up once again. Collected there, but play on the call. And now Machensky has a bit of space on this right-hand side. Tries to feed it back towards the centre of the D. Machensky pressured. Duffy doing a good job. Somehow keeps it in the field of play. And then Helios Lewis goes head over apex. There's been good defensive pressure there by both Wilbert and Duffy. Machensky then chipping high. Lovely work from Duffy to take it down. Now threading the needle. Good chance to link up again here. Barham jamming in, clears it away. So roughly 4.5 minutes of play have transpired here. That one on target now arrives into the path of Machensky. Patient approach from New South Wales. Machensky then slotting, finding a decent delivery. Wilbert again, so strong defensively. And Vonja closing down the space as well. Machensky. That was a pass that was never really going to find its mark. Duffy had already been cutting off that space. Looks like they will make a change now, New South Wales. Amanda Milgate is the coach. She's called up one of the players from the bench. Looks like it might be Jayla Lee on wing, as now Duffy links up for Victoria. Finds Walsh, and Walsh tries to get that twisting, turning shot, but not quite on target. So Canarella is out there now, finds a great pass. Machensky stepping back on the inside. Kopalos doing a good job defensively and then turned away by Smith. So they've had a couple on target so far, New South Wales, but nothing with particular power behind it. So they'll knock it deep here, and then for Carnella. Chance to run now for Halios Lewis. Good skill. And tried to link up on this right-hand side, but they're just being frustrated a touch at the moment, New South Wales. The momentum has really shifted since that goal was scored. The opening roughly 3 minutes for all New South Wales. And then Smith under real pressure. Chance to get the shot on. Oh, there was plenty behind it from Machensky, but just to the left-hand side of the uprights. That was a nervy moment there for Smith. Now they'll look to feed it long. Knocked away though. And again. New South Wales getting a number of half chances here that just aren't falling their way with that final touch. So Wilbert will have it from the sideline once again. New South Wales, of course, in this one had the slightly larger squad, 12 players in total. Football Victoria operating with just the 11. A strong carry here from Kobe Wilbert, who's been a real mountain defensively. Wilbert knocking deep under pressure was Kopalos. Scored that great goal a little earlier in this one. Restarted from Wilbert. Scorpion kick there from Machensky to block that attempted clearance. That was athletic. Wilbert once again chipping long. Cut off there by Carnella. Now good movement coming out from Carlile. Carlile taking them on. Wilbert once again strong and sturdy. Sees off the danger. Victoria continued to hold firm in this one. So first corner coming up here for New South Wales. Khalil playing deep on this occasion, on target from D'Alessandro, but easily dealt with in the end from Smith. And now if they could just get that final touch. Mergianos was storming through on that left-hand edge for Victoria. Once again, Wilbert so strong defensively. This time dispossessed though. Now Machensky, can she link up? Was trying to find the work of Khalil. Pass was interrupted though. So many half chances for New South Wales, but they haven't been able to capitalise as of yet. Kopalos chipping over the top. Canarella, oh, that was clever from Machensky. Khalil trying to get there. Final touch came from Freya Duffy though. So New South Wales will have the restart from the sideline. Machensky. And delivering for D'Alessandro. Duffy causing a few issues here for New South Wales, just pressing and providing no time or space. It's been very smartly dealt with for Victoria inside this opening 7.5 minutes. It's all very much been a case of zone defence until the push is required. Happy to settle into the contest, and that one just off target as well. Helios Lewis got a decent chunk on it. And Duffy, great release for Copperloss. What a lovely first time ball that was. Then the shot as well. Schwereb tested. Some nice passages here from Victoria. Haven't had a great deal of possession, but they've certainly utilised it well. Now Jayla Leon Wing is out there. Playing her trade with Sydney All-Stars. Formerly with Mountain Magic. Now Barham trying to feed it through. Was looking for the run on that occasion of Helios Lewis, but couldn't quite link up. Victoria on the siege here will be forced backwards. First time release on that occasion from Smith. Not quite finding the intended target. Now Barham can have a chance to wind up. Got the strike. It was off the foot of Smith, and then the follow-up from D'Alessandro is delicious. Into the back of the net it goes, and we are locked up after about 8 minutes of play on the Gold Coast. The Women's Youth Final in the 2026 National Futsal Championships. We have a game on our hands. It's 1 goal apiece. Now a great turn. There was a chance for Mergianos to simply go for it, but just rested on her laurels momentarily, and now trying to thread the needle. We'll do exactly that. Leon Wing gets the shot on target. Smith did enough. Just off the inside of the left leg and then collected. Now this game is beginning to open up a lot more. Now a final touch coming in there from D'Alessandro, who just scored that goal. In fact, no, did a great job to not play at it in the end. So Schwereb will have the restart from the D. Throwing long, finding Barham. Great target option. Barham stays alive, keeps it in the court, and delivers deep. Chance to link up with Leon Wing, who certainly can motor, but on that occasion, a little too far out in front of her. Sadie Smith now with the restart, chipping over the top. Cut off there by D'Alessandro. Wilbert once again being pressured. It's been a real rock for them at the back. Smith now sending it long, trying to link up with Ibrahim. Smith now with an issue in terms of the shoelaces, so they're just trying to fix that one up. Back underway now. Victoria getting over halfway and then cut off there by Helios Lewis. This will be a Victorian ball. Chipped over the top and then looking for the work of Sadie Smith, who certainly got something on it. It's more the chest though, nothing she could generate power with. A little too low for the head and too high for the boot. And a pass that really cut up New South Wales, but nobody on the end of it. So it looks like Vasiliadis is out there now for New South Wales for the first time in this final. Chipping through for Vasiliadis. And then strong contact there from Vasiliadis into Ibrahim, who hit the deck. Good contest unfolding here though. Midway through the first half, locked up at 1 goal apiece. Schwerer, the option of Vasiliadis short, instead will deliver long. Now Vasiliadis might get a chance here, cuts it back toward the middle. Geez, it was a great ball. D'Alessandro just couldn't get a foot to it. Would have been a very difficult one to finish, required a trailing leg. Keeper to keeper on that occasion. Schwerer cleans it up, and now Halios Lewis delivers to the right. Great skill to get around Ibrahim, then chipping over the top. Found a good ball, and Machensky, you can see there with the thumbs up. It was certainly a pass that was on. Onja back out there as well for Victoria. That's the restart. Simply chips over the top. Well cut off, and now Machensky. First touch was a good one, or beat a second as well. Just couldn't get the final attempt with the left boot. Cleared away once more from Victoria, but bouncing off a New South Wales leg, so they will maintain possession from the restart. Ibrahim put her body to it. Now pressured by a further 2 defenders, and does a great job in the end, Ibrahim, to keep possession. Good skill. It's Duffy that beat 2 of them. Now stays alive once again, tries to link up. Further afield, Halios Lewis was onto it rapidly, now beats Duffy. Popped a little pass to Berham. Behind her though, so cleaned up by Schwerer. Now Berham. Shifting the emphasis out to this left-hand side. Vasiliadis hits the deck, dispossessed as a result. Now Vonja. Ibrahim went for that first-time release, but was under pressure. Now good skill from Machensky. Halios Lewis. Chipped over the top, found Machensky. Good control. And then shut down very quickly by Duffy. So corner to come. And drilled back towards the centre of the D. Khalil then came up with the attempt off the back of the deflection. But Victoria, don't panic. Simply send it over the sideline. So New South Wales has still dominated possession and territory in this first half, but continues to be locked up here. 1 goal apiece. Schwerer now, quick release. Hard for Machensky. Giannis shuts down the space. Finding Duffy. Fancy footwork, but ultimately Not fooling the New South Wales defenders. Berham was all over her. Khalil. Vasiliadis simply flicking it on, but that was more muscle memory than actually assessing the situation. Machensky wasn't making the run. So just over 8 minutes remaining in this first half as Khalil takes off on this right-hand side. Oh, lovely bouncing and then finding a way to open up some space. Vasiliadis. Machensky trying to get the little flick through the legs there of Gianos. And Vasiliadis from range, never really troubling Smith. That was well and truly too high. Smith then throwing long. Cut off there by Vasiliadis. Now Khalil steps in front of the pass, takes off. Short release there for Vasiliadis, who was desperate to get a turn back towards her own end, but unfortunately couldn't quite do so. So Jacqueline Hook back out there now. Of course, started for New South Wales in the opening few minutes. He's had a decent rest and now back into the action as we approach the final quarter of this first half. Showing her versatility here at the back. Typically operates as a target. Now Khalil. Pressuring Victoria and ultimately coming up trumps. So Schwereb will once again have the restart. Short delivery here for Machensky. And for Jacqueline Hook. Trying to thread the needle, not a great delivery though. A little bit dispossessed on this occasion. Good pressure from Machensky, who chips over the top. Helios Lewis making a run. Kopelos is back out there now for Victoria as well. Hook steps in the way of that loose ball and then tries to deliver back to the middle. Machensky. Khalil taking off. Oh, found a lovely pass for Helios Lewis, but very well read from the Victorian keeper in the form of Piper Smith. Khalil once again trying to thread the needle. And she does look likely, Khalil. She's got great vision. Happy to try and find the early release. Now Kopelos driving it long, all the way to the hands of Schwereb. Will deliver short now for Hook. Quick release out for Khalil. Dancing feet, trying to get around the work of Duffy, and looks like Wilbert out there once again. Is indeed Wilbert who shuts down the space. Good first time release from Hook, and now heading back towards the middle, but Wilbert comes up with a loose ball, then doesn't panic, certainly taken to ground. That should be a foul, and is called as such. Well, Helios Lewis is having a discussion there with the sideline official, but certainly doesn't have much of a case. If anything, that was closer to being a yellow than it was to being let go. Now copper loss on target. Schwerer not taking any chances with that one. Fends it away. And a second corner of the match now for Victoria. Walsh will take it. And well shut down from Halios Lewis. Walsh once again chipping off, found a beautiful ball. They just couldn't finish it though. It was there for the taking. Duffy had a swing at it. I feel like she got almost anything on it. It would have been 2-1 to Victoria. So now Khalil, this dangerous running game that she possesses, taking on defenders. Links up, and now Kopolov steps in the way of the pass. Oh, just couldn't find Wilbert back through the middle. Kopolov will continue on with the play though. Flicks it away, and now there's a little bit of pressure here on Machensky. Wilbert rounds the keeper. Schwerer got a touch. Kopolov on the follow-up. However, it looks like the foul's been called. Victoria so close to taking the lead, but it will remain at 1 goal apiece. Oh, things just seem to happen around their captain. Yeah, Kopolov refuses to do that, it would seem, in the final. She's chasing victory here. Now Hook with a little step over, beats Duffy. Chance to whip it back to the middle. Blocked there from Duffy. Quick release for Machensky. Couldn't quite get a clean attempt on goal. Now Halios Lewis for Khalil. Quick release out here for Hook. Tries to thread it back to the middle. Another corner coming up here for New South Wales, and Khalil will head to the sideline. It'll be D'Alessandro who returns to the action. The goal scorer thus far for New South Wales. Hook threatening the shot, instead back to D'Alessandro. Another corner coming up, so now New South Wales lead in that department, 3-2. Hook deep, threatening the shot. Links up with Halios Lewis. Back to Hook. Patient build-up from New South Wales. D'Alessandro finding Hook a good ball, plenty on it. Hook just couldn't quite get it under control. So that one will head over the sideline as Sadie Smith turns to the court for Victoria. Duffy beat the first. Chance to get the shot off. Oh, lovely ball. Linked up with Walsh, and Schwerer smothered it and makes an important save. So still we are locked at 1 apiece. Victoria though, 2 genuine opportunities inside the past couple of minutes. Hook. Heavy touch and then set upon by Sadie Smith. And Hook will head to the sideline. So Leon Wing back into the action now with the ball at her feet. Links up with D'Alessandro. Halios Lewis. Back to D'Alessandro. Oh, and then Wilbert dispossessing. Continues to carry forward. Lovely pass. Chance to finish. Beautifully worked from Wilbert. And Victoria are back in front. A good finish from Duffy. And 2-1. It can be cruel there. It was Halios Lewis who was dispossessed, trying to take them on down this right-hand side. And Wilbert, as we've seen time and time again in this final, so strong defensively, won the challenge and then very quickly turned defence into attack, and that one wasn't too far away in the end either. Nearly caught Piper Smith on the angle. Now D'Alessandro. Leon Wing hits the deck. Good skill again from Wilbert. Duffy with a little flick on. Halios Lewis then D'Alessandro. Leon Wing. Halios Lewis in and away, then the shot. Now, was there a fingertip there from Smith? I think there was. So fourth corner coming up here for New South Wales. And Helios Lewis will head to the sideline. Barham back into the action. Leon Wing on target. Knocked down there from Piper Smith. And then over the sideline. So Victoria in control at the moment. Frustrating New South Wales. Leon Wing driving forward. And turning it back to D'Alessandro. Barham back out there once again, pressured by Stephanie Vonja. That one heads over the sideline. So 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Final day of the 2026 National Futsal Championships. Smith on that right-hand side. The pass was a little too heavy for her run. And timeout has been called. So we'll take a quick break here as well in the commentary department. So this one a tight contest inside the first half. About 3 minutes remaining. New South Wales finding themselves down at the moment, 2-1. So timeout completed. Victoria still in control here. Now Barham with a run for New South Wales, driving forward, but things just breaking down for the Sky Blues once they get inside that final third. And then hands in the back there from Barham. Surely that was a foul. Not called as such. And in fact, in the end, it will go against Victoria. Well, that's a surprising decision. Now Barham. Leon Wing. D'Alessandro will have to restart once again here, so they would love to get something on the board before the halftime break. New South Wales play from level terms. That one will cross the byline, so goalmouth restart to come. Release here for Kopalos. Took a deflection, but still managing to link up further afield. Barham will come up with the loose ball though. And heads back towards the middle. There's a player down here for Victoria. As a result, New South Wales will knock that one over the sideline. There's a mesh of bodies in that previous contest. And a few stoppages for injuries in this first half, of course, with futsal. No additional time for injuries or stoppages. That's what the stop clock is there to do. As Kopalos, of course, suffered that head knock inside the first 10 seconds, but certainly recovered. Back onto the field about 5 minutes later and then claiming the first goal of this match. Barham laying down the law here for New South Wales as well. Very vocal group chat as well. Kira Schwereb now having a fair bit to discuss too. You see that Victorian player is back to her feet, and yes it is, I think, Gianos, who hit the deck and still with the medical staff at the moment. Yeah, good sportsmanship there from Victoria. Returning back to Schwereb, and now we get underway once again. The Alessandro. Helios Lewis pressured here by Vonja. Barham. Alessandro. Helios Lewis running into a dead end. Now Machensky chipping over the top, but again, nothing really doing here for New South Wales. Once more, Wilbert, great use of the body, so strong. Now D'Alessandro, sending it upfield for the work of Machensky. Barham there as well, who holds it up. Out to Barham on this left-hand side once again. Koppelost shielding the hands. Oh, not a great release there from Barham. Quick chance for the counter-attack. Wilbert away now. Then finds a lovely pass. Links up out wide on target. Schwereb, good save. Oh, now Machensky beats the first defender. Wilbert, as always, is there to clean up. And so with just a minute remaining here in this first half, it looks like Victoria are going to go into the break in front. 2-1. Oh, and then allowed to bounce. Schwereb had to rush out of the D. And they just shut things down before Ibrahim got a big touch on things. That was lazy from New South Wales. So final touch ruled to have come off Ibrahim there, hence the restart from Schwereb. Nobody there for Wilbert. Somehow that was kept in by Duffy though. Chensky was asking the question, had that crossed the byline. And quick release upfield looking for Wilbert. It's been one of the star performers in this first half of Victoria. Her defensive aptitude mixed in with the work of Koppelos has really put things on a good platform for Victoria. Koppelos for Duffy. Dispossessed on this occasion. Chensky then trying to find a narrow path down the sideline. Now Gianos there still with the medical staff, so hopefully she can return in the second half. Barham on this right-hand side as the seconds tick down, 20 remaining. Change of pace here from Helios Lewis, chips it back to the middle, well met by the header. Now Victoria once again can launch that counter-attack. Koppelos charging forward. Good recovery from Helios Lewis. Two seconds remaining. Final play here of the first half. New South Wales will simply roll that one over the byline. And a bit of work to be done in that second half. They've dominated possession, they've dominated territory. But on the scoreboard, it's anything but. Victoria at the break have the lead 2-1 in the women's youth final for the 2026 National Futsal Championships. We'll take a quick break and then all the second half action in just a moment from the Gold Coast. Welcome back to the Gold Coast for the 2026 National Futsal Championships. This is our youth women's final. And Victoria in the box seat against the perhaps more favoured New South Wales, but they lead 2-1. Goals to Anna Leakopoulos and Freya Duffy for Victoria, both picking up their 4th of the tournament. And for New South Wales, just Olivia D'Alessandro getting on the scorer sheet. Got a number of half chances, but a lot of the time for New South Wales, it's broken down inside that final third. Victoria really frustrating the Sky Blues at the moment. They've really kept the likes of Tia Machensky under wraps, who, of course, coming into this one has already scored 9 goals this tournament. So plenty of strike power here for New South Wales. Can they unleash it in the second half? That's the big question. Underway now for the second 20. Victoria, of course, have that lead, 2-1. There is Machensky in the middle of your screen in jersey 8. Berham, of course, has also picked up 6 goals so far in the tournament. Now for mine, that was a push in the back there from Lakic, who's also found the back of the net plenty of times throughout the 2026 edition of the NFC. Long delivery once again. Duffy under pressure. In the end, quite a smart release there. However, the ball will come up the way of New South Wales. Dispossessed from Wilbert, who's been massive in that first half of Victoria. Continues to march forward. Found a good delivery to the middle. Schwereb was forced into a nervy save. Now right up along the sideline. Victoria try and find a passage there with Mergianos, who's set upon very quickly. Duffy, as a result, will leave here. The attempted shot of Leakopoulos. And Schwereb tips it over the top of the crossbar. So by my count, 4 corners apiece now for these two teams. It has been a rather even match. New South Wales have probably had the bulk of possession and good field position. Freya Duffy just receiving a talking to there. A little bit too much pressure on Machensky. That one going deep, and Leakopoulos just able to keep it in the field of play. Wilbert. Now picked off by New South Wales. A chance for the counter-attack. Forward they march. Wilbert once again shutting down the space. Duffy into a corner. And cleverly in the end, thought that she was able to get a touch from New South Wales, and there was certainly an opportunity for Piper Smith to make a play at the ball and keep it in the court. Instead, it'll be a corner here to New South Wales. Now play it deep. Oh, decent delivery, and then somehow cleaned up by Piper Smith. That was a tough one to take. And she'll deliver forward here for Mergianos. Got around the work of Halios Lewis. And Schwereb throwing long. Then for Machensky. Good pressure coming in from New South Wales. They will get the restart from the sideline. Sophia Lakic with Berham nearby in support. Does link with Berham, who then sends it wide. Not a great delivery. That one will go over the sideline. And after a minute and a half of play in this second half, it's very reminiscent of the first 20. New South Wales enjoying the bulk of that territory, but unable to come up with too much that challenges the likes of Smith. Machensky Looking to deliver, but only as far as Mergianos. Finds a lovely ball back to Duffy. Duffy stopping. And linking up with Wilbert. Found a good ball for Mergianos, but just couldn't maintain the balance. It was a tough one to reel in and get the shot away. But Victoria, they have consistently picked their moments well. And D'Alessandro threads the needle. Duffy shutting down the space. Again, good pressure from Victoria. Once more from their captain, Analia Kopolos, who scored that first goal for them. It was a cracking strike. Khalil is back out there now for New South Wales. She certainly has been a ball of energy. I feel like something might happen around her work. Helios Lewis, oh, that was a tough one for Machensky to deal with. Khalil pressured by Duffy. Helios Lewis then trying to thread the needle. Wilbert steps in the way of the pass. Attempted flick through there from Analia Kopolos. Somehow kept it in the field of play. And she has been outstanding in this final. So 3 minutes down in the second half. Still a long way from home. Now chipped over the top. Looking for Duffy. That one had a bit too much on it though. And we'll head over the sideline. Khalil for D'Alessandro. Navigating. Linking up out wide. Lovely flick on. Back for D'Alessandro. Finds a great pass. Machensky for the finish. Round Smith tries to chip over the top. I think if she'd had a time over again, it would have been a much more cutthroat approach from Machensky, who has certainly scored plenty in this tournament. 9 goals in total. There's a chance for the early strike as well. Khalil, quick release, Machensky. It's time from range. In fact, I think they may have made a change in goals here, Victoria. It might well be Sophie Jackson out there now. Now D'Alessandro, turning, finding Machensky. Opens up the play, connecting with Helios Lewis. Slow build up, and Machensky threading it to the corner. Khalil, good footwork. This is better stuff from New South Wales. Opening up the space. D'Alessandro then can't find the pass. All that good work, but now looks to recover. D'Alessandro back to the middle. Oh, nearly an own goal from Duffy. That was very close. It is indeed Jackson in between the posts now. Duffy, who was charging back through the centre of the court to try and shut down the space, nearly came up with the ultimate finish in the wrong net. Khalil. D'Alessandro. Helios Lewis. And for Machensky, turning it back to the middle. Falls here for Wilbert. Quick release, and then D'Alessandro strong in the challenge. Final touch was off Victoria. This is a good passage here for New South Wales. Sustained pressure for the past couple of minutes. Helios Lewis. Now Khalil. That first touch, always in the right direction. Plenty of pep in her performance. Duffy. Back to Wilbert. Duffy, so much poise and control on the ball. Tap deeper still, but there's no run coming on that occasion from Wilbert, so that one comes unstuck. So Machensky will restart things. Helios Lewis given room to move. Alessandro. Khalil. Changing the emphasis here. Alessandro now trying to chip through, easily met by Vonja. Now Leokopoulos beats one, beats two. Couldn't get around the third. Halios Lewis stood tall. And a little shimmy and shake there from Wilbert, but ultimately unable to link up with Leokopoulos. Now D'Alessandro. Khalil. Chance to thread the needle here for Halios Lewis, who was making the run down the sideline. Interesting as well for New South Wales. Machensky, of course, had the captain's armband in that first half, but switching over here to Halios Lewis in the second. Wilbert chipping over the top now. Found Duffy, and then Duffy, the no-look heel flick. Wasn't a particularly smart one. Khalil, and with good poise, linking up with Halios Lewis, who threads the needle beautifully. Khalil to finish. Jackson shuts down the space. A great save from the keeper. And then Khalil hits the deck. No foul called, though. And once again, Kobe Wilbert so strong defensively. Geez, what a ball that was, though. From Halios Lewis. Chikili Hook back out there now in jersey 33 for New South Wales. Hook will send it back to this right-hand side. And once again, they nearly found the right pass there with Machensky. Hook on target, but not really troubling Jackson from that distance. Now Khalil in a battle here with Duffy. Ultimately, Khalil wins out. Cleaned up there by Halios Lewis. Then a great delivery from Hook. Now Khalil turning, got around Wilbert. Not too many can do that, and finds a finish through the legs of Jackson. Well, it's the only time Wilbert has been bested in a challenge all morning, and it proves costly. A great moment for Maya Khalil. Good control, a great turn, and then a wonderful finish through the legs of Jackson. We are locked up with 13 and a half to play in the Women's Youth Final. 2 goals apiece. New South Wales back on level terms. Great stuff from Khalil. Sadie Smith back out there now. Barham applying the pressure. Smith will chip it forward. Based on how this game has gone, they don't deserve to be behind New South Wales, but Victoria, for their own efforts, I think this 2-all scoreline is a pretty good indication of how this one's gone. Hook now, driving forward, or just a little bit of miscommunication there with D'Alessandro. Once again comes spewing out over the sideline as Jemina Walsh is back out there for Victoria. Now Barham marching forward, tries to link up with Vasiliadis, who's out there once again. Duffy under pressure there from Hook. Real competitor, Chikili Hook. Makes the contact. Never shies away from it. Now taking the intercept and quick release back here for Barham. Alessandro chipping long, looking for Hook. Great pass. Oh, Hook got plenty on it. Good save from Jackson, but what a ball that was from D'Alessandro. Threading the needle right through the centre of the court. I dare say if Hook had got that even 5 or 10 centimetres either side of Jackson. That would have been in for all money. Got that a little wrong from the restart though. Hook was still in discussion with the teammate. Neither were quite ready for that quick restart. Oh, Vasiliadis applying plenty of pressure. And there's frustration now for Victoria. Leah Kopoulos just laying down the law there with Jackson. Now chipped over the top. D'Alessandro will be happy to watch that one head over the sideline. And in fact, we'll come back for the initial indiscretion, which was the restart. So 2 goals apiece, 12 remaining in the grand final. Hook, great first touch. Now links up with Vasiliadis, who was just trying to thread the needle. D'Alessandro was sweeping around from that right-hand side, but couldn't quite connect. Jackson delivering long. Ibrahim under pressure, and hands in the back there from Berham. A little bit of a tough one there because Ibrahim was already losing her footing. Balance was certainly off kilter the moment she got a touch to that one. But Berham definitely didn't help matters. Free kick now for Victoria, and that one, an attempted shot from range, well and truly over the top though. Khalil with that goal, getting her second of the tournament. Just a short stint there as well for Vasiliadis. We'll head to the sideline once again. Berham links up with Hook. Good control right up along the sideline. And a lovely ball. Now a good turn from Leon Wing. Just looking to link up with Berham. It was just a little bit too heavy though, that pass. Momentum has certainly swung here in favour of New South Wales. In a good 5-minute period now. Although D'Alessandro under pressure. Bested here by Wilbert, who's so strong on the ball. Been playing rather deep, but has great potential as well as a target. Possible to shift off that ball once she has control of it. Leah Kopoulos will earn the restart from the sideline here. Wilbert leaving it. Now Leah Kopoulos has the strike, hits the crossbar, and then Schwerer cleans up the loose ball. Unfortunately for Vonja, she just couldn't generate enough power with the head. It had already hit the deck. Might have required one of those diving efforts with the head. That was a dangerous situation out of nowhere though. Victoria nearly getting the go-ahead goal once again. Worth pointing out, New South Wales have never led in this final. Chipped over the top now looking for Hook, who just pulled up on the run a little early. And we'll now head to the sideline. So Michenski back out there. Canarella also on deck now for New South Wales. Halios Lewis couldn't quite get the body behind that one. Now Leah Kopoulos. Good release to Wilbert. Tries to turn it back to the middle. Chance for a break now for New South Wales. Quick release out to Michenski. He's looking to find Leon Wing back to the middle. Michenski comes up with a loose ball. Delivers deep now for Halios Lewis. Canarella, lazy ball there. And Michenski, as a result, will simply shepherd that one over the sideline. Last touch from Victoria. Halios Lewis on target, but certainly not going to trouble Jackson from that range. Now deep once again. Analia Kopolos. Wilbert finding a lovely pass. Vonja. Wilbert once again chipping. Schwereb under pressure by Duffy, who does have the height on Schwereb, but was able to stretch out the arms and get fingertips to it. Batted away for a corner. Now Analia Kopolos, that's how she got her first one in this grand final, but couldn't keep that attempt down. A great contest here as we approach the final 9.5 minutes. The Women's Youth Grand Final, the National Futsal Championships 2026. Pass leaving plenty to be desired there from Canarella, who's had a few awkward touches since returning to the action for this particular stint. You get the feeling the next goal is crucial in this one. And plenty of chances, but actually finding the back of the net has proved to be a rather difficult assignment for both teams here. It has started to open up a fair bit more in the past few minutes. Wilbert, quick release for Duffy, who then delivers deep for Analia Kopolos. Analia Kopolos under all sorts of pressure. Can't find the pass. That one heads over the sideline. And now New South Wales can really build. And I like this change as well. Khalil back on deck. She's looked very lively with the ball at her feet. Here she is again now. Good first touch. Heads back to the middle of the field. Halios Lewis then heading towards the D herself. Cleverly let go in the end there from Sophie Jackson. Not sure what the complaint there was from Halios Lewis, but waved away. And back underway with less than 9 minutes on the clock now. Wilbert, lovely first time release, and then similarly from Duffy, back to Wilbert and then finding some support out wide. That was good play from Victoria. Now Schwereb. Halios Lewis. D'Alessandro. Khalil. Threading the needle is Halios Lewis out for D'Alessandro. Oh, and then found a decent delivery back towards the middle. A little too close to Jackson though, but the right idea is Wilbert. Uses her body cleverly and takes possession, but follow-up touch left a little to be desired. And Halios Lewis once again chipping long, looking for Khalil, who had stopped on a run. Still a long way from time, but wouldn't be surprised if this one goes to extra time for that matter. Duffy under pressure. Khalil. Machensky. Lovely in and away to beat Smith. And then the strike from range simply watched by Jackson. Well and truly over the crossbar. Long once again. That's been a pattern we've seen from Victoria. They seem to be quite happy to deliver straight to target from the goalmouth restart. New South Wales playing at the back a fair bit more than Victoria. Now, Halios Lewis was contacted in flight, but nothing untoward is the ruling from the officials. Now taken down, and then not a great moment there, unfortunately, for Duffy, who's been exceptional in this encounter, but not her finest moment. Khalil. Machansky, great delivery, nearly found Halios Lewis. And Janina Walsh just stuck out a boot. That might have been enough to deny things. Khalil then pushing through. Halios Lewis was desperate to find her. Just couldn't quite do so, and Victoria have done a great job of shutting down the space, not allowing those free passages. Lovely ball from Wilbert. Duffy then with the first time release was expecting a run to come there from Walsh, but just had a little bit too much on it. Hook is back out there once again. It was impressive in her last stint. D'Alessandro. Hook. Quick release for Khalil. And Hook once again delivering forward. Smith will get a touch on it. 7 to go. Locked up at 2 apiece. Victoria have never been behind in this contest. Struck first through their captain, Anna Leakopoulos. Good hit back from D'Alessandro for New South Wales to take it to 1 apiece. Now Duffy getting the turn here on Hook. So calm under pressure with Khalil approaching as well. Now Wilbert tried to beat 2 of them. Just ran out of real estate. There's a genuine opportunity though. Now Khalil, or had they gone early there with Hook over the top, there's a genuine chance out wide. And did that one cross the sideline? Yes, it did, but I think the first touch actually was from Victoria. I thought it might have already been out. And then Hook might have taken it there once again. So 50-50 call favours Victoria. Oh, not a great restart. Now Khalil has a genuine chance. Oh, can't get the turn. In fact, she's hit the deck. Something's gone wrong there. Now Leakopoulos will send it wide. Geez, that's a golden opportunity gone to waste for Victoria. Maya Khalil is still down as well. Just fell awkwardly. And trying to get the turn. Back to her feet now. Good ball for D'Alessandro. Shot on target. Great save from Jackson. Stuck the boot out. That was beautiful. So Hook now will restart things. 6 minutes on the clock. Still locked at 2 apiece. New South Wales have been threatening for the past few minutes. Hook does a great job to keep that one in the field of play. Now Vasiliadis striving forward. Eventually picked off. Wilbert will get a very rare break in this encounter. Duffy replacing her. Forward they march, or nearly linking up with Duffy for that matter. Halios Lewis, Hook, looking for that first time flick. Vasiliadis was making the run out on that right-hand side. And D'Alessandro under pressure from Sonja, simply clearing it away. So that's a win for Victoria. It starts to become about those little moments as well. Duffy, beating Halios Lewis brilliantly. Now Hook holding firm, did a good job just to shut down the angle, and then Schwered fingertips to it, pushes it around the side of the goal mouth. Victoria now shifting it deep, and Leakopoulos with the shot, but well and truly off target. Of course, they had a result from the first attempt with Leakopoulos from the corner restart. They've gone back to the well, but haven't found the result since that point. Oh, lovely touch there from Machansky. Beat 2 in the one motion. Now gets the rebound as well. Back to D'Alessandro. Threatened to flick once again, but this time Vonja steps in the way of the attempt. Oh, now a chance here for Vasiliadis. Tries to get around Anna Leakopoulos. That ball has been jammed between the legs. Well, there's nothing that Leakopoulos could really do in that situation. I think she was trying to stand up. It's an unfortunate one. It's not as if she was playing off the deck with that one. Instead, it was as if she had laid an egg. That's what Leakopoulos is trying to suggest to the referee as well. What on earth can I possibly do? Well, they'll call for a timeout in a very precarious situation here. So Victoria under the pump the past few minutes. And they'll now have a dead ball situation, New South Wales, just outside the D. I'd imagine Machensky will probably step up and try and drive this one home. Does have a big boot. Of course, this is the youth women's division. Now, if it was the opens for New South Wales, you'd be calling upon Claire Holder, who's got a cannon for a boot. And you would back her in from this situation, but I think Machensky's the most likely option for New South Wales here. It's been a match played in good spirits too. You can see there the foul count on the board. Just one in this entire second half. So Machensky is out there. It'll depend as well if it's a direct free kick or indirect. How will Jackson organise her war? Does she want to stand in front of it? Will she back the bodies behind her? Instead, she'll go for the option of a two-woman wall. And then both posts being guarded. At the moment, it's Hook who's standing over the top of it. So it will be Hook. Oh, on target from Hook, but cleared away from Jackson. The follow-up not too far away. Good stay from Jackson. A little bit of a dog's breakfast, though, that dead ball situation from New South Wales. Seemed to be a fair bit of confusion, and now Hook leaves it behind. Ibrahim, as a result, can flick it through. Wilbert still marching forward. Hook, good recovery, made contact, won the challenge, and ultimately will also win possession as that one heads over the sideline. D'Alessandro then chipping long. Vasiliadis on the turn, but would have to be Usain Bolt-like with the pace to keep that one in. Well picked off there from Machensky. Chance to get the strike. It was on target, but right down the throat of Jackson, who gobbled it up. Now D'Alessandro, Machensky, quick release. Vasiliadis tries to keep it in the field of play. But at speed, it was a tough one to deal with. So 4 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. The last 5 minutes have been dominated by New South Wales. Desperate to get their go-ahead goal. They haven't led at any point in this match. Machensky, D'Alessandro. Back now for Hook. Short release, then Machensky. Great first-time touch. Finds a lovely pass for Vasiliadis to finish. Jackson again comes up trumps. That's 3 big saves in this second half. Good battle now between Hook and Ibrahim. New South Wales with D'Alessandro. This time Vasiliadis tried to just push it forward with the left boot. Well, as fatigue sets in, this one has really opened up. Hook will deliver to the middle. Easily blocked there from Leakopoulos, and then Duffy, as calmly as you like, twisting away from both Vasiliadis and Hook. Now long from Victoria. Hook again. Strong in the challenge. Short release and then looking back for Hook. Managed to keep it in the field of play momentarily. Duffy restarting here for Leakopoulos, and they do have all their big guns on deck here. Victoria, Duffy, Wilbert, Leakopoulos as well. It's been the most lethal trio, if you will. And Hook just encroaching on that 5 metre. Duffy, Leakopoulos, Hook shutting down the space, but corner to come for Victoria. Less than 3 minutes to go now. Duffy trying to go for that direct option with Fonja looming in the background. Steered away from Hook. Duffy this time chipping into the back of Vasiliadis, who simply ushers an upfield. And Leakopoulos, good control, and now links up with Wilbert. Wilbert holding firm. Lovely first time release from Duffy. Wilbert then takes off down the sideline. Schwereb closing the space. Back to Duffy. Golden opportunity. Still here for Victoria. Hook, though, great use of the body. That was very clever. And over the sideline it goes. Quick restart as well. Now Muchensky, with the chip over the top. Well, for mine, that's red. From Anna Leakopoulos, she was beaten, all ends up. Last woman. Played out with the hand. I have no idea how that's not red. In fact, it might have been. No, it is yellow. Well, that is extremely surprising. For mine, that's a red card. It's a professional foul. Last defender, Muchensky, had certainly beaten her with a little chip. She is very lucky to stay on the field. So 2:44 on the clock, and a bit of controversy at the death. Berham, D'Alessandro, Hook, this time doesn't get it right. Well, that is a marvel to me. Muchensky being the top scorer in the women's youth division. Now dispossessed here by Anna Leakopoulos, who has the strike, but I think Anna knows exactly what Muchensky is capable of. If she gets in a one-on-one situation with Jackson, you would back her 9 times out of 10. She knew she was beaten with the chip, deliberately stuck the hand out, played at the ball as the last woman, and yet only sees yellow. If Victoria going to win this, I'm sure there'll be some very, very vocal opinions from the New South Wales side. That, of course, was the only foul of this half by Victoria. So locked at 2 apiece, 2.5 to go. High drama on the Gold Coast. And a little reminder as well, up next here on pitch 6. Youth men will do battle. More New South Wales set up here. Thunder versus Lightning. There's been plenty of that throughout New South Wales over the past week or so. So timeout completed. 2 goals apiece. And Leakopoulos gifting that one there to Muchensky. A chance to thread the needle. Now finds Berham. Berham somehow keeps it in the court. Well shepherded though by Vondran. I think if Muchensky had her time over again, there was oodles of space with Halios Lewis on that right-hand side. Nonetheless, the deadlock remains. 2:15 on the clock. D'Alessandro. Deep now and then under all sorts of pressure was Muchensky, and forced into a hurried flick that ultimately goes over the sideline. Wilbert. Leakopoulos simply chipping over the top. This one looks destined for extra time. Who can step up and be the hero late? Halios Lewis. Machensky finding a lovely pass. Good turn from D'Alessandro. Keeps it alive and then looks to find support, but instead it goes into the path of Duffy. Duffy so strong, great balance. Wins out in that challenge. 1:46 to go. Now Duffy over the top. Oh, nearly found the right pass there for Anna-Leokopoulos. And there was a little touch. So Machensky just got the toes to it. Now Anna-Leokopoulos, who hasn't actually had a play at the ball yet. D'Alessandro rushing inside the 5. No thoughts of a touch shot here though from Vonja. And that one back to the middle, or somehow cleared off the line by Barham. Golden opportunity for Victoria. On that occasion, Schwerer might have been better off letting that one go. Of course, you can't score directly from the sideline without a touch. Schwerer playing at it, ultimately gifted an opportunity there to Wilbert. So less than 90 seconds to go. And the crowd riding every moment of it here on the Gold Coast. Chipped over the top now. Wilbert, great control. Then heading towards the sideline. And D'Alessandro was very strong in the contest. Schwerer will restart things. Out for Barham, and then Halios Lewis, just trying to tiptoe down the sideline. Ultimately ran out of real estate. Now picked off here from Machensky, driving forward, finds a good little pass. Just out in front of Halios Lewis though. So 1 minute, 8 seconds remaining. Extra time looming. Khalil is back out there. I was just about to say, you'd love to see her join in on the attack. So they've got their 2 goal scorers on deck, plus Machensky and Halios Lewis. This is the ultimate strike force now for New South Wales. All their attacking options out there at once. That gives you an idea of their mindset here. They're heading for the win. They don't want this to go to extra time. Machensky beats one. Now has the strike. Machensky! What a strike it was. A bullet into the bottom left corner with a minute to go in the grand final. Brings up her 10th goal of the tournament. That is a massive moment from Tia Machensky, who teed off. 3-2. 58 seconds to go. Victoria now need to throw caution to the wind. Now chip it long, and they'll try and eat up every precious second here with Schwerer, who throws it forward. Or do they look to head to a corner here, New South Wales, and just try and hold things up for several seconds at a time? If that is the case, you'd be looking to get it to Khalil. Oh, that's a lovely delivery. Now falls here for Wilbert, who might be able to get the shot off. Oh, D'Alessandro blocks the space. And Machensky's pumped. Duffy. Once again, no chances taken there from Kira Schwerer. It was Anna-Leokopoulos from range once again. As the seconds tick down. 39 to be exact. This time chipping to the middle. Oh, found Duffy. Schwerer was beaten. And if Duffy got that one on target, the goal mouth was open. Don't go anywhere. Anything could happen in these final 36 seconds. Schwereb throwing long. But once again, straight over the sideline. So they're only chewing off a second or two each possession at the moment, New South Wales. Victoria once again delivering long. Oh, nearly got a deflection. And once again had Schwereb worried. Once again, they'll look for Leokopoulos. Duffy has the corner. This time, sending long. Khalil got ahead to it. Ushers it away. Wilbert beats her. Khalil comes again. Oh, great skill from Wilbert. And then Khalil just stuck a foot out. So this is a dangerous situation now for New South Wales. Imagine this one is a direct free kick as well. And the way that Leokopoulos has been striking them, this is a real danger situation for Kira Schwereb and New South Wales. Wilbert has been immense, but she's gone down here off the back of that contact. Barham will hop onto the court now in place of D'Alessandro. Probably a smart little movement here from Amanda Milgate. Barham just adding a little bit of extra height into that two-woman wall. And Wilbert, who has been exceptional for Victoria, will hobble off to the sideline. So Vonja back out there, along with Janina Walsh, Duffy, and of course on the ball, captain Anna Leokopoulos. Got the first goal from range. Needs to emulate those heroics to push this one to extra time. Can she bend it around this wall? Instead she'll play short. Oh, it was on target. Now it falls for Leokopoulos. It's in! Oh, more drama for Victoria. Anna Leokopoulos will send it to extra time. Utter jubilation for Victoria. And Leokopoulos has thrown down the gauntlet and said, we're not done with yet. What a finish on the Gold Coast. 15 seconds to go. Well, there's plenty of theme park rides up here on the Gold Coast. This one's got more twists and turns than a roller coaster ride, though. 6 seconds to go. New South Wales, can they get off a shot here? Victoria pressuring. There is the clock. Winds down to 0 and the referee's whistle. Can you believe it? With 15 seconds to go. Anna Leokopoulos gets her second of the grand final, her 5th for the tournament, and sends it to extra time. Well, we thought it was done and dusted with a minute to go off the back of the work of Tia Machensky. The final 10 minutes was end-to-end. And realistically, I think this is the result that we deserve from this match. It's been impossible to split them. And now the big question for Victoria, given that Wilbert just came to the sideline with a heavy limp, is she good to go for the extra time period? And based on the boot, shin pad all being off, it's not looking likely at the moment here for Kobe Wilbert, although the strapping is coming out. Well, herself and Leokopoulos, they've been the two strongest for Victoria in this final. So I would love to have her back on deck. Is there enough in the tank for one final dance? Well, you cannot beat the drama of live sport. Put all of Hollywood's elite into one room, they still won't come up with a script quite like this. So Leokopoulos and Halios Lewis get the instructions from the officials here. Extra time about to get underway. Are we destined for penalties? Or can we sort it? In extra time, Machensky takes off. Ooh, can't get around the work through the middle of Liakopoulos, who then takes off. Tries to beat Khalil. Khalil stood firm and in the end resembled a barrier of sorts, which was bowled over. 10-pin, if you will. But she did enough. And Khalil trying to chip. Only as far as Walsh. Liakopoulos drives it forward once again. Duffy. Great skill from Duffy. Oh, but ultimately can't find the pass. Liakopoulos is running on fumes at this point. If that was earlier in the contest, I think she would have got there in time. Given how long that final minute went for, these 5 minutes might feel like a lifetime for some of these players. D'Alessandro, Halios Lewis, Machensky. Back to Machensky once again. Now Khalil. D'Alessandro has created an option deeper still. That's the way they go. Khalil now working it forward. Simply cleared away by Victoria. And can Machensky recreate her heroics? New South Wales thought they had it won. With a minute to go, Machensky struck and then 15 seconds on the clock. Late equaliser for Victoria. Of course, New South Wales, that's quite an incredible statistic. 39 minutes of play before they took the lead in this game, and still to extra time we go. Duffy. Khalil restarting things quickly. D'Alessandro got the first goal for New South Wales. Khalil, of course, picked up the second. Khalil now dancing. Beat the first defender. Now for Jakili Hook, looking for that first time release for D'Alessandro. Good control from Liakopoulos, but still the ball comes spewing away. Picked up here from Machensky. Lovely chip over the top. Now a chance for Khalil on target. Turned around the post by Jackson. Now Khalil sending a deep. Machensky. Khalil, good footwork. Back for Hook. Nice turn. Opens up the space, finds D'Alessandro. Khalil once again. Looking to create some sort of opportunity. Machensky put the ball back to the D. Was hoping there was a run from Hook, but she was caught behind a defender. Khalil once again, read it well. Cut off the space. Oh, the deflection ended up in the path of Machensky, but it was really barreling out from the contact. And she couldn't quite get it under control. So halfway through this first period of extra time. Oh, a lovely ball back for D'Alessandro, who was nearly onto it. Machensky has caused so much damage, whether it be with the shot or well-defined pass, but now Smith is dispossessed. Khalil beats her. Khalil up against Liakopoulos, turned away. D'Alessandro around the outside of Smith, just couldn't keep it in the field of play. Vonja. Liakopoulos over the top. Well, Victoria really haven't asked any questions in this extra time period. It's been all New South Wales. They might be hoping for penalties here, Victoria. D'Alessandro trying to link up with Leon Wing, who's back out there after a long break. Scooped up here from Machensky. Hook. Nice first time pass out to D'Alessandro. Then Leon Wing trying to squeeze back on the inside of Leokopoulos, but that's not an easy task. Now D'Alessandro on target. Calmly turned away by Jackson. Now Ibrahim driving forward, set upon a couple of defenders. That one goes over the sideline. Hook. Halios Lewis. Oh, and then a real miscommunication there between Machensky and Halios Lewis. Just opens the door ever so slightly here for Victoria, who shoot from range. Schwereb, though, was watching it. Now Halios Lewis. Turns it here for Hook. Leon Wing. Oh, beats Smith nicely, but Ibrahim then tracks back through the middle. Shuts down the play. Smith with a heavy touch. Leon Wing once again. Good contest. Wins out. And they'll get this one from the sideline with just over a minute remaining. Now this was, of course, how much was on the clock when Machensky struck initially. She is on deck at the moment. They're trying to find her. Turned away, though, by Victoria. Long delivery. Turned away by Hook. 55 seconds remaining. And then Smith got a touch with the chest. Couldn't get it under control. Now Hook, quick release here for Halios Lewis. Calling for it out wide was Leon Wing. Return once again, touch there off the head of New South Wales. So a restart in enemy territory to come for Victoria. Leokopoulos chipping, looking for Ibrahim, but one far too high. And as a result, nothing Giselle could do with that. Leon Wing, Halios Lewis now beats Ibrahim. Leon Wing an option through the middle. Not a great pass from Machensky though. Duffy under pressure. Hook got a touch to it. Quick release once again. 15 seconds remaining. Duffy, Hook, battling as ever. Now long once more from Jackson. 9 seconds remaining. Leon Wing on a run. Can she get the shot off? Leon Wing on target. Jackson picks it off. Second remaining. Floated forward. Turned away with the head. So still that deadlock remains after the first period of extra time. Another one coming up. If they can't sort it out here, we will be off to penalties. Take a very short break in commentary and we'll pick up all the action in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. An incredible encounter in the first of our grand finals here today as part of the 2026 National Futsal Championships. So back underway now for the second period of extra time. And still, we can't break this deadlock. 3 goals apiece. Penalties not too far away now. If you are just joining us, a goal with a minute remaining in regulation time, I should say, to Tia Machensky for New South Wales. Put them in front for the first time in the contest after 39 minutes. And led 3-2, and then with 15 seconds to go, Anna Leakopoulos, the captain for Victoria, picked up her second goal of the match and has pushed this one into extra time. Now chipping back towards Schwerer once again. New South Wales have had all the real opportunities in that first period of extra time. First time release here for Khalil. Machensky calmly picking that one off on the sideline. Now Khalil threatening. Khalil back towards the middle. There's a lovely feigned touch along the sideline just to confuse her opposition, and then nearly found a great release back to the middle. Victoria very much running on fumes here though. Of course, for them the big issue is we haven't seen Wilbert once again in this extra time period. And she's still testing that ankle in the background, you can see, but it's not looking particularly happy for her at the moment. A little hop. Doesn't look particularly good for Kobe Wilbert. It's really her and Anna Leakopoulos who are doing the bulk of the damage for Victoria. Duffy's also been exceptional. I'd love to have her out there though. That's why the physio is taking her through her paces at the moment. They've still got some quality contributors on deck though. Vonja linking up, and then they were trying to find the run at the end of all that with Janina Walsh. Now well taken down here from Machensky. Finds a great pass in the end for Halios Lewis. Khalil trying to get the turn. Shut down very quickly though by Janina Walsh. 3:22 on the clock. Khalil, Halios Lewis back to Khalil, opens up some space, and then tried to thread the needle to Machensky. D'Alessandro goes deep now for Schwerer. Nice release, back to D'Alessandro, chance to run. Cutting it forward, Duffy. And once again, threatening was Anna Leakopoulos. Khalil stepping in the way of that pass. Now waiting for support to arrive. Halios Lewis takes off again. Khalil keeps it in the field of play. Back to Halios Lewis. Just too much pressure from Victoria. Again, they haven't really looked like scoring at any point in this extra time period, but they've done enough to stave off the advances of New South Wales' Victorian side. Khalil beat yet another defender, but ultimately couldn't keep it in the field of play. So Sadie Smith will re-enter the action now. Still no sign of Kobe Wilbert. The question is, does she end up coming back into the frame if we go to penalties? She don't need to call upon the ankle too much, of course, in that situation. Khalil now beats one, beats a second, still going forward here. Khalil, lovely skill. And then ultimately, heavy contact from Anna Leakopoulos. Now Duffy, twisting, turning, couldn't get away from them. Khalil, first time release back to Machensky, good pressure. Winning out there was Vonja. Vonja now takes off. Machensky calmly distributing. Khalil now in a one-on-one situation, but it's up against Leakopoulos, who's so tough to get around. Had a second bite at the cherry there, Leakopoulos, and went through the legs. It was a chopping motion, and the referees were onto it. Well, this is now a real pressure situation. And for some reason, Machensky has been delivered a yellow card here. I can only imagine she's said something because she wasn't involved in the contact directly. Now, last time it was Hook who had the attempt from that dead ball situation. I was calling for Machensky to have the crack herself, and it looks like she will this time. Certainly can strike. Deep into extra time to give New South Wales the lead for just the second time in the match. Machensky has the strike, cleared away by Jackson on the follow-up. It was close from Halios Lewis, but turned away. Now Barham not far off. They just keep surviving, Victoria. Up towards Ibrahim. D'Alessandro. Quick release. Machensky threatening, gets the deflection. Bouncing back in her path. Barham opens up the play with that first touch. Takes off down that left-hand side. Good defence, though, from Duffy. Barham up against Leokopoulos. Big contact. They both hit the deck. D'Alessandro. Now once again for Machensky. Smith does a great job. Clears it away. 1:25 remaining. Looks like we are off to the penalty spot. Machensky. Oh, it's in! It's bounced in off Duffy. Machensky simply drilled it towards the post. Duffy couldn't get out of the way of it. And that might be it once again. Masterful Machensky finding a way. You have to feel for Victoria. Duffy was simply marking the post, but Machensky, sleight of hand if you will, aimed directly at her, got the deflection, in it goes. For only the second time in this contest, New South Wales lead, and once again, it's deep into the count. Last time it was a minute of regulation time remaining. This time, a minute and a half in the second period of extra time. Now Machensky beats Duffy once again. Back towards the centre. Good save from Jackson. Simply throws it long. Well, that's not what the doctor ordered from Jackson. Has to hit feet. D'Alessandro over the top. Machensky slowing things down. Oh, Leokopoulos. You can't play around with her. It nearly fell for Victoria. Machensky dispossessed. Ibrahim now carts it forward. Set upon by two defenders. Will Victoria have to find Leokopoulos? Barham up front now. Ibrahim gets the turn. Smith finds Leokopoulos. Ibrahim once again. Back to Smith. Leokopoulos through the middle. 20 seconds remain. Has the strike. Now, was that touch from New South Wales? Yes, it was. Still might not be done with yet. Well, this could be a carbon copy. Machensky, of course, struck with a minute to go in regular time. Then a minute 30 in extra time. It was the response from Leokopoulos with 15 seconds to go. There's 17 seconds now. Here is Leokopoulos. This time, can't get over the top of the ball. Sends it skyward. And that should just about do it here for New South Wales. Is there a final throw of the dice for Victoria? Schwereb heads to the sideline. Chews up another 3 seconds. They're ushering everyone forward. It's Leokopoulos who drives it upfield. Now there was a glance there from New South Wales. Another corner coming up. Well, do they think about pulling Jackson for the final 10 seconds, getting an extra body out there, Victoria? Back to the middle, turned away from Schwereb. Pressure from Duffy. Leokopoulos had a good strike. Now there's a chance to finish it for good. The seconds ticking down. Barron puts it back into the middle of the net. And now there is no doubt they'll avoid the penalty shootout. And New South Wales are the national champions in the women's youth division. What a finish from them. That will do it. They threw everything except for the kitchen sink at New South Wales Victoria. But ultimately, it's the Sky Blues who prevail in an engrossing encounter. Machensky, the hero, and Berham applies the finishing touches. What a game. We'll take a very quick break and then all the action coming up for our New South Wales battle between Lightning and Thunder in the youth men's division.